action.
And I was like, choir.
That memory will go down in history.
Take the jumbled up mess of absorptions and like produce something really beautiful.
If your music were a color, what would it be? Hey, hello, Miss Beautiful Sunny DeLalo Rolfs.
Miss Savannah Sky, I'm so happy because I get to see your beautiful face. How are you?
I'm so happy too, and I'm so excited to do this.
Me
So
too.
today we have a very special conversation that we're going to have together. So yeah, I think let's just dive right in. So just for context purposes, what time is it? Where are you?
I am currently in Albania and it is almost 7 p.m.
I love it. I love it. So, I just want to dive into a little bit of your background. Music has been something that is it something you've always done, been interested in, or did it kind of find you in a certain time, or what is your relationship to music?
Music in general, I come from a very musical family, and I had a mother who curated my sound in my life forever.
Mhm,
Jazz, classic rock, all the
mhm.
the baddies, the ladies in the music world, like Joni Mitchell, Nina Simone, Beatles, Pink Floyd, the classics. So I've always had music in my life. And then when I was in middle school, I remember you got to choose an elective. And I was really excited to choose an elective, and I was going to go for art. And the day that we chose the electives, my mom chose it for me, and she put choir. And I was like, choir? And I ended up doing choir. I learned a lot
Oh,
about music from choir, but I didn't necessarily learn how to sight read. I learned how to harmonize. I was an alto in choir. I learned how to be on stage, how to dance and sing at the same time. You always have to smile when you sing, even if you don't want to smile. Coming into being an adult, I picked up the guitar so that I could accompany my voice. And now here I am trying to see what is my sound.
did you always, like when you started choir and stuff, did you know that you had a special voice from the beginning, or did you have to kind of train your voice in a way?
I knew I had a good voice, but I did have to train it. I knew I had a good ear. I could
Mhm.
always hear what note needed to be sang. So really what needed to be trained was like the vocal muscles, which helped me build my confidence on stage because that's not something that you just are born with. Like you have to just
Right.
have practice like being on stage over and over again.
Stage fright is a real thing, but you have, the times that I've seen you perform, you have a very calm kind of energy, and you bring a calm to the stage. So I feel like that's really rare when, and also your music is very calming too. So I think it kind of all coincides together. My next question is, do you feel like your voice has changed with you emotionally over the years? I
Hmm.
know that, when you go through different things, different traumas, situations, relationships, do you feel like your voice has evolved with you, or has it always been in sort of a similar range?
To be honest, when I was singing in high school, I had a very girly voice. Then, after smoking for years, I've noticed like, oh, the voice has changed a little bit. And then,
Hmm.
like my favorite musician, like Joni Mitchell, who you've met,
And I mentioned her to you and everything.
um, you
That
know,
memory will go down in history.
her voice changed so much from like her debut album to her albums in the 90s. Like her voice is
Mm,
so smoky. Oh, that might happen to me, so I want to like
mm.
capture my voice. It probably will change.
So I really love that. Before we jump into like kind of the writing and all that, I do feel like a large part of who you are has to do with how much you travel and the places you've been and the things you've seen. I have to say, it takes a really special and unique setup in a person to be able to travel alone, to be able to go to these places and travel for long periods of time alone and have that kind of confidence in themselves, but also in the universe that everything's going to work out. And if that has ever impacted your writing, your musical sound, your ear.
Yeah, traveling alone has been one of the most fulfilling and challenging things I've ever done. But I love my own company. The
Mm,
challenging part of it is being in a foreign country for a long time. You start to
mhm.
feel kind of like, I really don't belong here. Just like It's like a homesickness, but it's not necessarily that I miss home. It's like a
Mm.
belonging sickness. It's like I don't belong here, and that is like
Oh.
apparent to me over and over again, and sometimes that has worn me down. What's amazing is that this song Wisdom Tooth was recently recorded in India, and so it's a song that I wrote in California but is produced in India. I'm always, as an artist, I'm always like absorbing my environments and trying to take the jumbled up mess of absorptions and like produce something really beautiful. Oh, also having faith in the universe is like essential and is a
Mhm.
continued practice in my life. But I will say one of the hardest parts is being away from my beloved friends and feeling like
Oh,
I have my soulmates out there and they're just being cute and I don't get to hang out with them.
truly the music that you are continuing to make, and Wisdom Tooth, coming from, like you said, like it started in California, which I want to touch on that a little bit. Like, you're when you write music, does it come from poetry? Is it a melody that you hear? Is it always different? Is it a lyric that you write and you build off that? Like, what's your writing process like?
The lyrics writing happens separately and the music writing happens separately. There will hopefully be like a serendipitous creative moment. Sometimes what I'll be doing is I'll be playing the music and I'm like, here's a sound I really like. And I'll look through what I've written and I'll
Mhm.
find what kind of matches. And then
Mhm.
when I see the words and I have the music already, that's when the lyrics and the melody are formed right there in that moment. It's like, oh, here's a cool melody that I'm kind of coming up with on the spot, and here are words for it. The success of it is if I make something that I like to hear. Like
Yes.
I can just make a melody and make a song any day, but do I like it? And then
Yeah.
when Wisdom Tooth was written, it was like it would be stuck in my head that
Yes.
I'm like kind of addicted to the melody here because I'm all about
Mhm.
melodies in my music. Like when I listen to music, I'm listening to the vocalists. So, and then because the melody is so important, the words are even more important because you don't want like cringy words, you know.
Right. They all have to flow. So I know that you have a lot of songs that are unreleased.
Hmm.
Whew, we can't wait to hear them. To me, your music feels very, I just think that you're such a deep kind of person. Your soul shines through your music. You have a lot of wisdom. You feel like an old soul. Your music feels very lived in, even though you're so young still, you know? I just want to know, like, when you write, are you writing your emotions to understand them, or are you trying to release them and let them go forever?
I think I connect more with the first one. I'm trying to
Yeah.
write to understand, but it's not only to understand it, it's for like, you know how good it feels when you hear a song and the way the words just express something so well, and you're just like, it just feels so good to hear
Yes.
something said
Yes.
that way. So
Totally.
that's like my goal is I want to say something that makes another person feel like, oh my God,
Mm.
exactly. That's what my favorite musicians do. So when I write, I really just want it to be authentic of an expression. So like that's my goal. Like when I read it back, does it sound right to me? And a lot of times
Mhm.
it's like, no. There's something
Mm.
cheesy in it. There's something that is not 100% genuine and I can sense it. So then I'm like,
Mhm.
okay. And then it's just another poem that flows and goes. But yeah,
Totally.
cathartic music is so great to listen to. It must be even more amazing to make it.
I think there's nothing quite like making something so beautiful out of like pain and
Yes.
suffering.
Shout out
So,
Haley Williams. I mean, like that album is
oh my goodness.
very expressive and cathartic and very vulnerable.
And also, I feel like her music isn't always your typical. Well, speaking from Haley Williams, not necessarily Paramore, but Haley Williams herself. Sometimes some of them are like, did you listen to Discovery Channel?
Yes. Yes. And it's kind of
And
weird.
it's like it's weird,
Yeah.
it's funny,
Yes.
but you get it. I relate to that one like 100%. And but it doesn't always feel like something that would. It kind of feels like, oh, that's odd, but like how
Totally.
fun that you can still connect to it. Okay, so I want to jump a little into Wisdom Tooth. why we're here, the reason we are here.
Yay.
Wisdom teeth, baby. So yeah, what does wisdom mean to you?
That is such a good question. And I'm like, dang, what does wisdom mean to me? The first thing that comes to mind is like it's not the same as knowledge or understanding. Like
Mm,
understanding is closer to it. It's not just like being smart. It's a deeper awareness of the reality that we live in, and
mhm,
it involves like an acceptance of the harshness of this reality, like such as the impermanence of it, like the
mhm.
impermanence of everything. I think like to live with that right by your
Why do I
side,
feel like I could cry right now?
like to really accept in your
Oh my god.
experience that everything is impermanent and to have like a
Mm,
level of detachment from it. I think that that is like one example of wisdom. The connecting it to the wisdom tooth and the pain
mm.
growing these wisdom tooth. Like I just when I heard this
Ah,
concept of like wisdom tooth, I just thought it was so beautiful because
yes.
it's like, you know, you have all your baby teeth and they fall out and then you have your adult teeth. And then all of a sudden you're 17 and you're like, "Ow, what the heck is this?" And it's a wisdom tooth and not to flex, but I still have my wisdom teeth. And
And it shows.
I'm holding on to that wisdom because it also is like those coming of age early 20 years when everybody seems to experience that pain. It's not even just like 2 years, you know, it's like 18 years old till you're like 25 is when you have wisdom
Mhm,
teeth pain. So it's like those are some really big growth years. And when I've
mhm.
seen like, oh, after coming out of the other side of those years, I've grown up a little bit. I have a little bit of wisdom, maybe.
I do love that. I love your kind of take on wisdom and how there's a saying like knowing that you don't know everything is
Yeah.
kind of a big part of wisdom, is knowing that there's always more to life, to the story, to
Mm.
everything. And so to just know that you're never going to know everything, but to know that there's always more information to be had and things. With Wisdom Tooth, what kind of made you decide that that was the song that you wanted to record and release?
I had like a handful of songs that were kind of in my rotation for the last couple years that I had written.
Mhm.
And
Yes. Yes, girl.
Wisdom Tooth was one that the lyrics had originated from like this time when I was just writing poetry every morning. Like I had a pretty good
Mhm.
routine of like
Mhm.
waking up, coffee, poetry, kind of like right in the morning
Mhm.
when the subconscious mind is still around. And
Where were you when you were in that
I was in Yucca
space?
Valley in a beautiful house that I
You
lived in with my bestie. And yeah, so I was on the back patio with my coffee and I was writing these poems every day. And then at a different time had written the music and then they found each other miraculously and the melody found
Mhm.
me and I had
Mm,
captured it on video and that's the only reason why I could even remember it, to be honest. So
love it.
recording me jamming is like really important for my process as well. I would even like do shows where I would perform my handful of songs. And
Mhm.
I felt like Wisdom Tooth was my favorite always. And I would get one or
Mm.
two people who would say, like, I really love Wisdom Tooth. And I was like,
Aw.
for some reason, it's connecting, not just for me, for others. There must be something about this song. It was really amazing the experience when I finally got in the studio. Shout out Sweet Lake Music Studio in Goa. His name is
Yes.
Ravi Kumar. He was a really amazing producer. And he also hired on someone named Devashish. I don't know what his last name is, but he helped us record the bass on it. Like we kind of
Okay.
arranged the bass line and then he recorded it. Working with him was really, really easy, and he saw the vision right away and respected the vision and enhanced the
Mm.
vision. And he was like, you know what? Metronome, I get it. Who likes a
Ah!
who likes a fucking metronome, you know? So we were able to like
I love it.
kind of use the metronome and then I kind of just based it off of my guitar strumming and he really respected
Mm.
that and I think like having an actually very collaborative experience with my producer was also just like heaven sent and so meant to be.
For sure.
If your producer and you are not on the same wavelength, like you're going to be in battle in the studio,
Mm.
even just with yourself. Like if they don't see your vision, then they're going to be like, well, why don't we do it this way? And then you're just two people who are struggling to collaborate, and creative
Mm.
collaboration is already weird and hard a lot of the times, unless
Yes.
you find someone where it just flows. And then
Right.
it's like, oh my God, this is so easy because you are making this like easy for me. And that's how I felt with him. So I was really grateful for that. Shout out Sweet Lake Studio. Even if you're expressing your solo vision, like you're probably going to still have others on the project and they're
Mhm.
going to contribute their creative vision as well. So it really
Right.
is never a one man band.
Yes.
But I think right now I'm in the solo realm and would love to manifest some women musicians to come and help me perform my music. That would be
Mm.
awesome.
Mm. How amazing would that be? How fun.
Yeah.
Is there anything that scares you about releasing music?
There are things that scare me about sharing my art,
Mm.
and I almost feel like more vulnerable about like other art forms, like my
Mm.
painting and my photography. But music, I don't know. To be honest, I feel like I'm naturally better at music than other art forms, so I'm like, no, I'm more confident in it. It's just scary putting
Yeah.
yourself out there, but if you really like what you create, then it doesn't seem so scary, and that's how I feel
Mm.
with Wisdom Tooth, where like
Mm.
being your own like publicist is really annoying. But
Mm.
even even as I've been sharing this song, I'm like, I'm not
Mhm.
annoying these people. Like, enjoy this beautiful creation I just made. Like I have pride
Yeah.
in it, so I don't feel like that's so scary. I think it was almost like scarier like creating the music because
Mm.
it's like it's never as an artist, I think you're always striving for better.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, this is done and I'm already like, cool, I'm ready for the next song. Like I'm ready to keep it
Yes.
going because
Ah!
like I've learned so much from this that I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
imagine what could happen next. But no, sharing what I'm creating feels like extremely fulfilling and rewarding.
I am so ecstatic to hear. I seriously, I need an album. We all need an album. We
Yes,
need an album, an
it's coming.
EP. It's coming. Okay, fantastic. Okay, is there a difference with who you feel you are privately versus who you either portray or express yourself in your songs?
It is me in the music and
Mhm.
even what I share online with my art and my music online. I also feel like that is me using my name, Sunny Rolfs, as the musician name. It's not like necessarily like a project or an alter ego. No, this is just
Mhm.
my music and my name
Right.
it stands by it. And also like I'm not afraid of my depth, I'm not afraid of my darkness, I'm not afraid of my sadness. And oftentimes my music is where those darker shadow side emotions gets transmuted or gets alchemized in the music. So like I've had people tell me before like, okay, time to write a happy song and I'm like, I'm just enjoying my happiness when I'm happy. I'm just doing it. I'm
Yes.
living, you know? And when I'm sad, that's when I'm going to create something out of it.
Right.
That's just my perspective right now.
It's kind of universal that people go to music, like you said earlier, to connect, to feel, to get that, to feel seen.
Mhm.
And there's such a beauty in the sad songs, in the heart wrenching, gut turning songs that make you feel something, you know?
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
happy songs are fun and they're cute and we love it, but there's nothing like that, the one that touches your heart, you
Oh
know?
man,
So
I
I'm
was
all for
listening
it.
to No Surprises today by Radiohead. I was like,
Oh,
repeat, repeat, repeat. Like it's just
who are some of your biggest musical inspirations?
contemporarily. I am obsessed with absolutely Ray's sister. She is so good.
What? I didn't even know Ray had a
She
sister.
has two sisters, and both their music is so good.
What? Did you listen to Ray's last album?
Yes, and I
Latest
also love
album?
it. There was like a couple songs where I was like, okay, I can miss this, and the rest like loved it. Loved it.
Yes. I wanted to know if there was anything else you wanted to kind of share or touch on with Wisdom Tooth, the single.
With Wisdom Tooth, I was really proud of the image art because
Oh,
I had collaged
oh,
a lot beforehand and had made several images. Oh, thank you so much. So this was a portrait of myself, and I really liked the image, and I'm like, man, I just need a tooth on here. And then I just literally stuck a tooth on there, and I was like, yes, this is it.
that tooth is grade A, by the way. She's clean, she's pristine, she is thick. We love that wisdom tooth,
Thank
first
you.
off.
And there's
Second
like a
off,
bloodiness about it.
oh my God, I can't believe I skipped over the cover art. You had sent me a few of
Mhm.
your of the mock-ups of
Mhm.
the potentials, and I was obsessed with every single one of them. And the fact that you chose this one, first off, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think the picture of you is beautiful. I love that we can see your décolleté. I love that your hair is long and straight and you have earrings on. It's
Mm,
blue.
it is
I
blue.
love that you made yourself blue. And then we have the sun in the back, which I don't know if that's the sun, but I interpret it as the sun.
Oh my god, I didn't even
She's
think
sunny.
about
And
that.
then there's also these shadow parts to you
Yeah.
that your shadow is red, it's fire, it's burning, and then you're
Anger.
blue. But you're
But I
blue. And I love it. I
oh.
love it. There's so much to this cover, and you did the cover art, you wrote the song. You had a producer, and that's beautiful, and he really put it all together, put the
Mhm.
envelope on, the stamp, and signed seal delivered it off. I love it. Um
Thank you for
are you ready
noticing
for
all that.
some?
Thank you for
Oh
noticing
my
all
gosh.
that in the cover because I really appreciate it. That was really it was a fun thing to create, and it inspired me for more visual creations as well, which has been great. But yes, I'm ready for whatever closing ceremony you have prepared.
Yes. All right, rapid fire questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite city you've ever cried in?
Oh, Crichton. That threw me for a loop. Nairobi,
Where's that?
Kenya.
Okay. Homeschooled. What is a song that you wish you wrote, if any?
Oh my god, so many.
Mhm,
Chinese
mhm.
Cafe by Joni Mitchell. Come on, so good.
Insane. If your music were a color, what would it be?
Orange? I don't know, that's the first that came to mind.
Okay. I love orange. Ugh, it might just be no. I mean, I think there's validity to it, but it's some shade of blue. It's some shade somewhere between royal blue and marine blue. It's somewhere in that. Like, it
Yeah.
makes me feel in touch with my sadness, but also like
Mm.
illuminated, if that makes sense.
Mm. I love that.
Okay. Sunrise or sunset?
You know, I've seen way more sunsets in my life, so we're going with sunset.
All right, period. We love it. What in you, for those of you who don't know, what in you kind of says to the people, to the naysayers, like, I know what I want and I know what I'm going to do? Like, has that always been in you as, like,
It depends on how strongly I feel about it in myself, because if
mm,
I'm questioning something in myself and then a naysayer says something about that, oof, that's so painful. That
mm,
is the worst when someone gets at an insecurity, you know? Like, I'm
uh,
still working through
yes.
that and working on those insecurities. However, when they are questioning something that I just like feel so sure about in myself, I don't even
Mhm.
it's easy for me to kind of disregard someone else's opinion because it's like you just don't see it from my perspective. Like, that's fine.
Yes. If you could record a song or an album anywhere in the world tomorrow,
Mm.
where would you go?
My mind said Paris. I don't know why. Maybe
Oh,
there's a sick producer in Paris. Wouldn't that be so awesome?
well, that kind of concludes my rapid fire questions, my questions. Thank you so much for letting me do this to
Thank
kind of
you.
facilitate this whole situation. I love it. We're so excited to hear future music. I genuinely cannot wait till the EP drops. We love Wisdom Tooth. Stream it now. Is
All streaming
um
platforms, it is available, and on Bandcamp, you can support the artist directly.
mm.
Wisdom Tooth, Sunny Rolfs, and Savannah Sky, thank you so much for such a thoughtful interview, and it is always a pleasure to see your gorgeous, gorgeous face. So thank you so, so much.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I love you so much and thank you for having me. And
Okay.
we'll talk soon. Bye.